Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to City Skylines. We've got quite a bit of industry building itself up over here. We've got the usual traffic problems starting to accumulate now. Things are looking absolutely wonderful over here actually. This is quite industrious. We've got another whole load of industrious industry over this side. I'm thinking that we ought to just do the rebuilds on these over this side, and then we can let them sort of carry on with all the rest of the stuff that they want to do. And we will also quickly demolish the rest of these. We've still got our additional financial aid that we requested, and we're going to keep that until such time as we have started spinning a profit. We had long discussions with the government, and they decided that it would probably actually be better off for everybody because, yeah, otherwise it's just not going to happen. So we can use this to rebuild, switch everything back on again, get it all up and running, and then... Ooh, that one was already on. Once it's all up and running again, then everything's going to be wonderful. Everything's going to be great. We do have... right here, 1,400 a week for a fire helicopter depot. I'm thinking we switch that one off. 1,400 a week is rather a lot of money. Don't think we need to be spending quite that much. Dog park over there, rebuild that one, and we've got a post office that we can rebuild. And then over here, we've got a recycling center, which I will keep running. And another park. There we go. See, all of these people, they can go and walk their dogs at lunchtime. We've got lots of parks here. Lots of people like the parks. This is good, I suppose. Let's get that one, and that one over there. That's everything. That's all of those now dealt with. All of those now done. And we have no issues. Okay, we've just got that one switched off, which I think is absolutely fine. And we'll come over to here, and these fire watch towers, we'll get these going as well, because these are actually quite good, I think. They do help to prevent the fires from quite a long way away. Let's have a look at our electricity overlay. We've got consumption versus production. Still is absolutely fine at the moment, and we've got pumping capacity. We could do with opening up a few more of the pumps very, very soon. I'm not quite sure when we're going to do that, but very, very soon we could do with that. Now, over here on this island, we've got a lot of collapsed buildings. So I'd like this island to rebuild. So in order to get it to do that, I'm going to remove all of these bits. And we'll have this island back up and running completely. There we go. Get another one. Let me just go through and get all of these a second. Alright, I think that's the last one right there. Oh no, got one over there I missed. And that's all of those. If we switch now over to this one, we've got a dog park over there that they can have. And they'll be very grateful for as well. And then we've got a Japanese garden over here for some additional feelings of zen. And they're already pleased, and they're already moving back. So over this side, we've got a police station there. It's a little police station, so we can rebuild that one. We've got a dog park right there as well. And that's going to have everybody happy and pleased. Then out here, we've got a fishing pier. How much is that one? It's only 160. That's going to keep people pleased. And then this one here, I'm not sure how much the floating... That's 400 for the floating cafe. Sure if we want the floating cafe or not. I think we'll leave the floating cafe turned off for a bit. We won't bring that one back in just yet. But the rest of it is all switched on, and it's now running. And then we'll come over here. So, Tom the Yank over here, the prison is 2,400 a week. We'll rebuild it, but we're going to leave it switched off. And then we've just got the rest of these items. I'm going to delete the rest of these. Just like that. And that should help the rest of these to rebuild. But yeah, the prison at the moment, we're not going to actually do anything with it. We're just going to leave it there. And eventually it will rebuild. We will switch it back on again, I mean. But we're not going to at the moment. Now, we'll go down to here. There's just a couple of pieces of rubble there that want to be removed. And everybody is happy there. garbage. Now, the garbage situation, I don't want to be turning these on too quickly. So I want to make sure, like, now at the moment, we've got most of the garbage trucks in use on most of these things. So, really, we are going to want to get some more running. I'm going to do down next to the tunnel down here, I think, to start with. So we'll go down to you there. I'll rebuild that plant and that plant as well. And I'll also... Actually, I'm gonna rebuild 4 of them down here. And get them running as well. That's going to greatly assist everybody else. So that's incineration plants there. That one is the firehouse. I'll get that one running down here in the pit. And I think the rest of the stuff down here is all incineration plants. I think it was just one firehouse that we put down in here. Yeah, that was it. It was one firehouse down there. So having that one firehouse running is going to help things out a bit. And then we got another one up there. That's also going to help things a lot. Then over here, we've got this little zone right here. This is Miss Pelt, this one. So we've got that community school right there. That's relatively cheap overall. It's just 2,240. So I'll now go through and remove more of the collapsed buildings. Remove all of the collapsed buildings that I can. So that's going to make everybody else really happy, really pleased. And then they should actually start their rebuilding properly. So we'll go down through here, and we'll also go over to there. We've got a few over on the cliff tops here as well. I'm not going right through and doing the entire valley here at the moment. I'm just doing some near this edge of the valley, that's all. And then a few in here. Get rid of those. And then we've got the big areas here in the middle, which is going to make it's already making a significant difference. They're building up quite quickly now. As soon as I've removed these out of the way, they're immediately getting to work and building structures up really, really quickly. All the way around where all of this rubble was. Doing that really fast as well. So the people are moving in. We're now up to 634 people per week moving in. And overall... There, move that one out, and I'll take that one out down there as well. Overall, we're down to 15, we're losing 15,000 at the moment. I think that's going to change fairly soon. Now, that one there is the pumping service. That's not actually the one that, that's just the pumping service. It doesn't actually do the road maintenance. We've got a road maintenance depot somewhere. I can't remember where it is. It's not you. You're a quiet corner shop, apparently. You are the university that is $2,000 a week to run that. No, I think the road maintenance place, wasn't that over here somewhere? No, that was the firehouse there. I could have sworn it was... Oh, hang on, what's that? No, that's a post office. I honestly thought there was a road hang on, I know how we can find it. We go to here, and we go to road maintenance like that. And then we zoom around. Ah, there it is. And it's up and running as well. Okay, we get rid of that. Road maintenance. 10 maintenance trucks in use. 10 of 10. I think it's just that one that's out there. We've got a fire going on over here, and we've got a whole load of fire engines turning up as well. So, fire is being dealt with. Fire is being dealt with. We don't need to worry about it too much. We've got some issues here with traffic, and I would actually like to have traffic dealt with reasonably well in this particular region. So if I go down to the traffic routes like this, and I go to junctions here, we've got... I don't want traffic lights on there, I don't think. I mean, I've got that one coming through. Do we want... I don't think we even want stop signs on there. I think we just want the traffic to go straight through. And then we don't want traffic lights on that one either. We just want that to go straight through. The only stop sign we want is this one down here. So this lot will come through, and then they should flow a little bit. Yes, that's much better. That actually does help. It's keeping everything moving, so the only stop signs we've got is down there. Right, that works. And then over here, we won't worry about that. Next, well, we've already been over here, and we've already dealt with this area. I said I was going to go to Poorside today. We're going to deal with that. And I'd also like to deal with this district right here. Get most of this one up and running. So if I very quickly go through, because this little district here is going to be quite quick. And then we should be able to get an immediate response from here, because the entire district will be a lot cleaner and tidier, a lot less of the abandoned buildings everywhere, which is going to make a significant difference to everything being run. So we'll go through, very quickly remove the rest of the rubble down through here. There we go. That's most of it already. Just this little area right here in the middle that we want to get rid of there. And I think that's it. Okay, that's all taken care of. That's all neat and tidy. We're up to 110,000 people. At the moment, we're losing 31 grand. I suspect the industry is having a large to do with this, a large amount to do with it, because of the way that the industry expenses fluctuate so much. So sometimes we get far more expenses than we do profit, and then other times it's the other way around. Overall, though, we're not doing too bad. 23,000 at the moment. Our budget on here, I suppose I could lower the roads down a little bit, but you know, we do have to be really, really careful with our budget. As soon as we start lowering our budget, people start leaving, and we really don't want them to do that. Let's have a look at the water and the sewage. Sewage draining capacity is still all right. We're still good for water and sewage at the moment. There was this one right here. No, that one can stay off for a minute. Brandenburg Gate can stay switched off. Garbage is piling up. Yeah, we know that the garbage is going to become a problem. So our next job that we want to do is we want to take a good look at some of the areas in Poorside. We're going to start with Tiny Big Man over in this corner, and we're going to start going through. So I'm going to leave the high school and the elementary school. The hospital I'm actually going to rebuild, even though that's 2,500 to rebuild that one. A little bit expensive rebuilding that, but it's still, I think, a reasonably good idea. So we'll go through there, and I'll do that. We'll start having, this is a high school there, an elementary school, and a high school. I've got 4 schools right here in this little zone right here. I'm actually going to rebuild these. There's a dog park there. That one I can switch on and rebuild. These over here, I'm going to rebuild these, but I'm not actually going to have them running again. Not yet. I'm just going to have them removed from being collapsed. And then we can start going through here, removing a whole load of these collapsed buildings. Now, around the edge, we've got some light commercial zoning. So we'll get rid of that. I'm going to come up to... Actually, I think we'll go up to this road here. And I'm going to make a mark either side of this road here. Like this. Come through. Right. So I go up to that road, and then I'm going to stay on this... Actually, I'm going to go both sides of the road. I will try and do both sides of the road. I'll do this sort of little bit over here, and I'll do some of these over here, and then we'll come back over and we'll finish more into the zone in a minute. I'm going to go up to that crossroads up there. I'm going to go any further than that. That's as far as I'm going to go. So I'm going to take that one out, and that one, and then that one there. And yes, I could turn the bulldozer thing on and just like force it to demolish all the abandoned buildings, but that also demolishes all of the service buildings as well, and we don't want to do that, because otherwise we've then got to sort of go back through and basically just remember where all of the service buildings were, and I think it's just going to take longer than if we do it like this. Plus, we can also work on each section, choosing what we activate, choosing what we leave as shut down for now, and slowly restore different services as and when we need them. So like the crematorium, I think we do need that one going in the middle of the city right now. I've seen the odd body waiting for collection. The post office, as the post office is really cheap, it's another one that I'll bring back in. And now we're going to run along this road here, straight up towards the edge, so that we've got a corner piece of the city has now been dealt with. I'll take that one out over there. And then we've got a little collection of them right here that we can remove. Over there, you can hear all the dinging as loads of people are now moving in. As the city becomes more desirable, we get rid of this rubble. They're all coming back. And they're doing so quite quickly. Just very quickly run along all of that line along there. They should start rebuilding some of those. And I'll take out this whole section here. We've got another building there that we want to now take a look at. That's another post office. So now we'll go around this quarter area here. And we'll start restoring the various buildings. And seeing which ones we actually want running. And there isn't actually any more that we want restored. We've got schools over here that are currently shut down. But that's it. There are no more service buildings in this area. So all we're going to need to do now is demolish any buildings that are still standing. And demolish any buildings that are still standing. The complete opposite. Any buildings that are not standing. Any rubble. Any patches of rubble. They need to be removed. And we are minus 15,000 per week. Minus 16,000 per week, actually. 12,000. Right, see, the money is dropping down. This is good. It's dropping quite fast as well. This is extra good. Down to 11,000. We are bordering on making a profit. We are hitting the borderline for making a profit. I'd like to be able to push up the tax rates, but I don't want to do that just yet. We were working... The entire city was on a 12% tax rate. We were able to do fairly well with a 12% tax rate. That seemed to work quite well for us. But at the moment, I'm very wary of increasing that too quickly. 12%, if I go straight to 12%, it is going to put people off. We've gone up to 10% now. So we are a little bit further forward than we used to be. But I still think we need to just go carefully and not rush into it. Take out that over to there. And where are we at the moment? Where is it that I want to go? I want to go all the way over to this piece over here. So I can take out this section here. Look. That one right through there. And that's all of this section here. This is all taken care of. We got to just take that piece in there. And then I want this one over here. I'm going to try and do this section by section. And then I'm keeping it nice and clean. So that I can... I'm not going to sort of leave bits behind. At least that's the plan. See? I've left the odd little one behind. Which I didn't mean to do. Then we go up through there and we grab those. We carry on round the edge. We get that. And then we can start working along this side here. That's... I was going to say all of those, but it's not quite. Now that's all of those. Remove them there. Then we'll come back up and we'll do this next piece here. Run back through, taking all of them out. And there's 3 more there. And then we've got a couple of small ones in there. Right. Next one. Move up here. Take those. And that little one in there. You can see how happy they are. And you can hear all the dinging in the background is... various different residences being upgraded. I'm up to 800 plus 800 people per week coming in. Right, is that all of it? Is that all of this section now completely restored? Almost. I've got one there. And... no, that is all of it now. I think that is the entire area. Oh no, there's one down there. Right, Tiny Big Man has now been fully restored. By the look of it. We've slight water problems. I don't know if we've actually got water problems. But it's... there's a thing coming up every now and then. It might just be where they're upgrading. And we've got... water pumping capacity is 2 million. Water consumption is 1.4 million. We could probably do some more pumps soon. We are going to need to increase our sewage outlets. That's going to need to be worked on. Our industry at the moment is pulling in 17 grand a week. Total profit 12,000. Industry is doing well. Industry does seem to be doing well. Income from here, we're losing 5 grand a week on that one there. That's the monorail, I think. And then the cable car, we're losing 800. The trains, we're losing 35,000. It would appear that everywhere that we've actually got public transport, we lose money on it. We don't gain any money anywhere for any of it. None whatsoever. Except the taxis. I'm wondering, because the taxis, isn't there a taxi stand over here somewhere? Like a bigger building that we're supposed to have. Statue of shopping. If I can find that. If I go here, public transportation. There's taxis right there. That's a taxi stand. That's a taxi stand. So I got one running there. And then there's another one running. Lots of taxis running over this side. Where is the actual taxi depot? It's the one that we could do with finding. The taxi depot. It's got to be here somewhere. There's taxi stands. What are you? Let's get rid of that a minute. Taxi depot. Turn that one on and rebuild. That should allow the taxis to actually be used. And then you're a dog park over there. You're going to make this area a little bit more desirable. We've got a taxi stand right there. That should help again. Right, so now, if I go into here, at the moment the expenses have gone up ever so slightly, but I think given a bit of time, we may start to get a little bit of income from there now, because we've got a taxi depot, which should be able to put out some taxis. Still on 12 grand loss per week. And we're gaining nearly 500 people. Our taxes, our overall taxes, we're not doing too bad. Our income comes from residential zones, 57% right there. 13 is from commercial, and 15 is from industrial and offices. And then over here, 6.2% of your income and 5% of our expenses come from these. We are actually still making money. Overall, we're making it. Very occasionally, this dips down into a loss down here, this bottom one. But it does seem to be that overall, we're making a profit all the way through. Occasionally, we're having to buy stuff in, by the look of it, for this. But that seems to be offset by all the rest of it. Yeah. Chops and changes quite a bit, but overall we do see it seems to be fairly solidly in profit all the time, which I quite like. That is something I am quite pleased about. So we'll leave that to carry on as it is. We've got a whole load of extra people on there. They've now sort of moved in. So let's go back to our tax rates. Now we've moved up to 10%, and we managed to ride that one fairly well. We still want more people to come in, but we don't want the numbers to be dropping too significantly. I think we'll leave that for a minute. We won't push more people coming in just yet. We won't push raising the taxes just yet, sorry. And where have we got people? Right, most of this is a commercial district. I got people here over in this side. This is where the people are. So I'm going to remove the last of the demolished, wrecked areas over on this side. All the rest of them are going to go, so that hopefully we get a few extra people in, and we'll then look at restoring some of the services in this region as well. And hopefully that will encourage a few more people. Then we'll go back over to Poorside again, and we'll see if we can get a bit more done over there and get yet more people moving in. So we don't, it's not much more over than about there. There's not really that many demolished buildings over here anymore. Most of it is now services. So we want to now go to the services and start rebuilding these. And these are the ones that are going to make the difference. These are the ones here that are going to make the substantial difference to everybody being happy and everybody moving back in. So we will get that elementary school going. See all of the smiley faces that are coming up. Okay, so we've got a fire station right there. Got another elementary school right there, which I will rebuild. Ooh, I got another collapsed building there. Get rid of that. And then down here, I got a bouncy castle park. That's another 48 a week. And down here, we've got another crematorium. 720 a week per crematorium. And I've got lots of them. I've got lots of them everywhere. There's another high school there. We need to rebuild these, but leave them switched off, I think. Just rebuild and leave them switched off. So that one there, and then, like, the fire station over here. Rebuild that one. Because that's a 1,400 a week fire station, that is. This one over here, Bouncy Castle Park, I'll rebuild and I'll have that one operational. We're down below 10 grand for our losses. This is fantastic. Rebuild that one as well. And post office can actually be running. So rebuild that one. There we go. 6,000. Down to 6,000. We're losing just 6 grand a week. We've got a line of structures along here that we can now get rid of. We've been looking at these for a little while. They can now go. I don't think they're going to be detrimental to us any longer. And some little ones over on this side, which I'll get rid of. All the way around here. Like that. Okay, that's all of those. And then I want to go up through that way. Get rid of those. And that one up there. Right, I think that's everything in this region. This is commercial zoning over here. So there's a lot of commercial zoning. I'm going to just finish off this bit here as well, so that we get all of this commercial zone here up and running, so that we've at least got a reasonable commercial zone that is rebuilding quite quickly and running efficiently. We don't have that many customers for them. We know that there is an issue with customers for the commercial zones. So at the moment, it's not crucial that we get them all running. I'll put that one back, but I won't switch it on. And we come over here. So we've got another. We're still getting 680 people a week coming in. Oh, I've got one down there. Look, look, I've got a building down there that's collapsed. Get rid of that. Right. Garbage is a bit of a problem. We've got garbage piling up quite badly in places. I did say before we started this disaster, I was going to try and put some garbage stuff over here. I've got garbage up there, but that's not doing great at the moment. And let's just check here a minute. Production versus consumption. It's not great. Okay, we are going to need to do something about this now. We've got... Oh, we've got a gap over here, so our toll road is not actually collecting tolls. Go out of that one and go into power. And we will connect that back up like that. Our toll road is now collecting tolls as it should. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to go to there and I'm going to increase that toll to maximum prices. I'm going to do the same with that one, maximum prices. So that toll road there is running, and then I got a toll road down here. That one's already been increased, and that one's getting 91 charges last week. That's pretty good going. This lot over here, we're still ignoring this lot. These down here then, so we've got 76, we've got 80, we've got 75, and we've got 76. So we've got several people coming through here. But they, yeah, I don't know. They seem to be able to bypass some of them occasionally. Which I'm not sure is really how it's supposed to work. But still, if it's working, it's working. That's all we need to worry about for a minute. Minus 6,000. We're on minus 6,000. Now, you right there, not enough natural resources. Production rate 160 units a week. You're not really doing anything at all anymore, are you? So we're buying oil in on the industry right there. But it's still spinning us a profit. I mean, yeah, the big one down there is... It fluctuates so wildly. Like there, 15 grand, and then next week it'll change by another 7. That went almost to 0. Very, very nearly almost to 0 on there. We've got a load of trains now actually running and working. They seem to be going everywhere that they're supposed to go to. And all of this region here is doing fine. All of this region is doing fine. So we need to head back over to Poorside and do another big chunk of work. So Tiny Big Man is going. Tally, Rand, and Alex, I think, are the next ones that we want to work on. So the first thing we'll do is we will go through. That elementary school is already operational, even though it's collapsed. We will rebuild the university, but we're not going to do anything with it just yet. And the same with the Fountain of Life and Death. I've got some incineration plants over here that could do with being rebuilt. We won't switch them on yet. We just want them rebuilt so that they're ready to run. And right there is a crematorium. That one's running anyway. Or being paid for anyway. Rebuild the high school. I'm going to put one high school running. It's going to keep people really happy. And at the moment, I think we just go through and make sure that we've got a whole load of these all rebuilt. Like the Sphinx of scenarios are 3,200 people per week. Monies per week, not people. Monies per week. The post office we will have running. And then we can come over to this side. We've got the community pool. That's 1,200 a week. I'm not going to run that one yet. And neither am I going to run the crematorium. But just by having these things existing, people seem to like. You know, they seem to be very happy. So we'll put that one up. We'll rebuild that crematorium. I won't do anything else. And then I will put the sports hall and gymnasium. I'll rebuild that one. And I'll go over to here. I will rebuild the elementary school. Again, I'm not going to have that one running for a minute. We've got a high school there. That doesn't need to be rebuilt yet. Dog park, we will. See, if people can go for little walks in... If they can just escape just for a few minutes into a little slice of nature, they're generally a lot happier. Certainly a lot happier than they are if they have to go to school. This is just a known fact. It's just one of those things in life. Going for a walk in... just going for any kind of walk in a non-built-up area is generally a lot more relaxing than going to school and studying. But at least that's how I find it. 1,600 a week for a yoga garden. We'll rebuild it, but we'll leave that one off for a minute. We don't need yoga that badly. It may be relaxing for some, but we don't need it that... We don't need it to the tune of 1,600 a week. That's the... No. Just no. Rebuild the police helicopter depot and a fire helicopter depot up there. We've got a high school there that we can rebuild. And there's a few more buildings over here. So we'll rebuild that one as another crematorium. And we've got another high school. So education over here. We've got lots of education. But at the moment, most of it's shut down. A lot of extra people coming in. We are now actually spinning a profit. Well, we were for just for a moment. But we're gaining 700 people a week. 700 people a week is a significant number. A very significant number, actually. And, wow. We're dropping quite drastically with the money that's coming in. Our industry is not particularly profitable at the moment, but that's going to be one of the big effects on it. If I can get us back up into a reasonable profit, I will then start to tweak up on the... taxes again, I think. 800 people there. So let's start going through and removing more of these various different collapsed structures over here on Poorside. I think this is what we need. This is going to make the difference. This is going to get more people moving in. And yes, I really don't think it... If we had saved before we started this, if we had planned this whole city collapse and we had saved and we had a good 10 million cash reserve, if I had, after the water had gone through, if I had, like, paused and switched off every single service in the city, if I'd gone through, found and switched off, shut down every single service that existed, we might just have been able to do it. Might. Because remember, you still got a load of expenses for roads and stuff like that. I don't know if we would have been able to do it, though. I genuinely don't know if we'd have been able to do it, like, totally legitimate. And you can't really plan for these disasters. That's the other thing, is, you know, I could argue that, by pausing and, you know, planning exactly when the disaster was going to be by making sure I had a load of money beforehand, that's technically not really a disaster then, is it? It's just kind of like a planned event. So this was more like an exercise, and this was just a random disaster that happened to sweep through. We didn't have a lot of cash reserve. We would not have been able to rebuild the city. Not the way that we've done it. We've rebuilt this city from scratch just about, haven't we? And I don't think we'd have been able to do this. I think that what we've accomplished here would not have been possible without the federal assistance that we've had, without the extra financial aid that we've been able to get in order to sort of just have a massive, great big loan. Now, yes, it is going to take a while to pay off 100 million monies loan. And with the amount that we've spent on rebuilding and the amount of time that it's taken us to do the rebuilding, by the time we remove the unlimited money mod and we go back to regular gameplay with it, I suspect we're going to be closer to 150 million down. I was going to say 150 million grand, but that's even worse. I suspect we're going to be a good 150 million down. 150 million in the hole is going to take us a substantial amount of time to earn back. And we've also got to remember that we do still have random natural disasters occurring. Most of the natural disasters that occur aren't that much of an issue for us. We are able to survive most of them. However, there is one that causes an absolute disaster every time it happens, and that is the thunderstorm. Thunderstorm comes through and it zaps every single electricity pylon that we've got and completely cuts off all the different areas of the city from each other. And then we're not able to run, because it does a really good job of going through and zapping every single pylon that we have. Every single line of pylons we loot with, there are casualties, and we can't have underground electricity in this game, which seems a little bit odd to me. It really does, because underground electricity is, in most places, you know, it's odd that you only have overground electricity. Yeah, I'm not really sure why that is. But anyway, so we would be able to continue this on so long as we don't have to repair the damage after an electrical storm. If the electrical storm comes along, then we could be in a spot of bother. See, we're hovering around 0 at the moment. We've got 130,000 people who are hovering around 0. We've gone 100,000 people was giving us something in the region of minus 30,000. So I'm hoping that by the time we get up to about 160, 50,000, 160,000, we're going to be spinning a reasonable profit. Yes, we're going to have to start upgrading some of our facilities again. I'm very close. I do need to go over and start opening up some more pumps, so that we've got more raw sewage being dealt with, because at the moment we aren't really getting rid of enough of it, I don't think. Or we're soon not going to be getting rid of enough of it anyway. Down through there. I've got another line of them all the way down through there like that to get rid of. And one more there. Okay, that is everything in this part. We've got another load of them over there, but that's most of them taken care of now. Still losing 11 grand. Still got 11 grand a week disappearing down the toilet. Quite sure why we're losing 11. Well, that's quite low. That does have a bit to do with it. Right. We'll leave the 11 grand a week going over there. We need to come back over this way, and our sewage is very nearly almost completely blocked. That one's on. Why have I got one on over there? Entirely sure why I've got one on. I'm going to turn another one back on. And that's given me 1.8. Let's turn on a couple of these. 1.9. And I'll turn that one on there as well. Right. Give me a bit more. It's gone up to 2 million. At a 1.6. Right, that should be alright for a minute, I think. We've got our sewage sort of flowing into here. We've got the sewage flowing down there. And this lake is now actually starting to fill up again. It was kind of hovering even, but now it's actually starting to fill up. We've got that one up there on the wall. And then way down here, we've got a brand new one that's coming through. That's going to kill off a load of trees. It's going to run all the way down here and join in with the rest of the lake. Look at this! 40 grand a week coming in. Mainly because we got 40 grand a week coming in with our industry. It is all on those industry areas. The industry areas seem to have the main influence on it at the moment. But there's our first lot of sewage coming in from that side. So it's going to take long to kill off all of those trees. But no, and we got 1,000 people a week moving in as well. Plus 20,000 right there. This is actually some really good news. This is absolutely fantastic. So let's zoom in a little bit further. We haven't really got time to do that much more now. I'll very quickly see if I can just remove a few more of these. If we can get the whole of Poorside done, that would be absolutely brilliant. All of Poorside done, we get a whole mass of people come moving in. Obviously we don't want them moving in too rapidly because they do end up causing problems with we end up getting death waves later on, and that does cause a few issues. So I don't necessarily want loads of them moving in all at once, but yeah, at the same time it may be a good idea to have a load of them moving in. Once again, we've got our really busy crossroads over here coming back. We might actually do something about that. Before we lose our financial aid, we may finally give Poorside something they've been asking for a long time, and that is better traffic management up on that one little area up there. They've been asking, it's been a choke point for them for ages. Look, see, the traffic is built all the way back over to here. It's never going to be good for them, is it? It's never going to, like, help the situation in here. So maybe, just maybe, now that we're rebuilding the city and we're feeling slightly magnanimous now that people are moving back in and we can claim full credit for this, obviously it's down to us and our management, and it's nothing to do with the federal funding that we've received. Absolutely nothing to do with that whatsoever. We can grant some of the people of Poorside just a little something to help them out a bit, which is just a little bit of assistance here with some traffic management. We'll go through there very quickly and remove that lot, and then you and you. And we'll go to you, take these over this side. We've got quite a lot of big buildings here. By removing a load of these big buildings, this seems to be helping quite a bit. Get rid of that through there. And some of these down here. So we've got some big areas of collapsed buildings here. But it's everybody, they're getting like really pleased. With 770 people moving in per week at the moment. This fluctuate is going up close to 1,000 again. It's been fluctuating quite a bit, but generally the number is increasing at a fairly rapid rate of knots. Got any more? Is that it? Have I done it? I think I have. Poorside has been restored. Nice. Okay, so Poorside has been restored, at least to start with. So then we're going to look through here. That is a high school there. We've got a crematorium that I will switch back on. I'm going to go like this to the death care. Like that. And we're going to look round for the death care buildings now. We've got that one there. That one switched off. We've got that one over there. That one was switched off. There's another one there that is switched off. That one back on. And I got a crematorium all the way over here that was switched off. So we'll turn that one back on as well. We're back down to losing money again. Death care right there doesn't seem great. Although we do get a lot of dead people around here because, I think, of these. I think that is partly to do with it. We've got really bad traffic around on there. Okay, death care should now be kind of okay in its zone. Then we can switch over to healthcare, and I've got a facility. Oh, that's the yoga garden. Comes under healthcare. Okay, I didn't see that coming. You are the community pool, and you are the sports hall and gymnasium. Those are rather expensive. I don't think we need those. Let's go to fire safety. I've got that one up there. None of the rest. We will go to crime. We've got a police station there, and we've got the big fire one, the big helicopter one up there. This one here, I'll turn that one back on again. That is 1,600 a week, but I think that is going to help overall. And it was education, wasn't it? Right. Now, education, this is a bit more of a sticky area. I think I'm just gonna go through, right, the elementary schools. These are really cheap. These are absolutely dirt cheap. They're 160 a week for each elementary school. It's not like a major issue, is it? So let's go and turn on all the elementary schools. Some of them are quite close together. We have stacked elementary schools, one on top of the other here in places. And turn that one on as well. Then we will move over to high schools. Now, this paints a different picture. Most of the high schools on poor side are switched off. So we're going to roll out a hardcore education program. Everybody is going to get an education. I'm going to roll this one right out for everybody, right like this. Give them all a chance. Get them all educated. And then we can put them in slightly better paying jobs rather than the really bad paying jobs. And they can generate us still absolutely loads of taxes. And then we've got no university over here at all. And we've got one right there, which I'm going to turn on. That's $2,000 a week to have that one running. But I think it's going to be worth it. So we'll switch that off right there. We are gaining 20 grand a week. We're also gaining 1,100 people a week at the moment. 1,100 people a week is quite impressive, really. That's quite impressive by anybody's standards. So as we're now gaining 1,100 people a week, we're going to go with 1 extra percentage increase for all of our tax rates. Every tax rate is going to go up by 1%. There. That's going to slow people down by a long way. That is going to have a significant impact on people moving in, and it's going to do so very quickly. But I'm hoping it's not going to actually stop them from moving in. More importantly, I'm hoping it's going to really increase the amount of money that's rolling in. Okay? That's the plan here. I'm hoping that we're going to get a substantial increase in cash. And then we'll be able to use this increase in cash to generate all kinds of additional incomes. Let's go and have a look over here at the industry. Still generating, that is a very tidy profit that we're generating from this. I'm actually quite pleased about that. Right. Our city is doing okay at the moment. Whether it will continue to do okay is another matter. We're dropped down to 600 people a week coming in rather than 1,000. But we do have 58,000 a week in cash coming in instead of losing money all the time. We're going to do one more episode of with the unlimited money. And then I think I'm just doing 2 more episodes. We're going to Thief Simulator next. That is the one that people have voted for. Has got definitely the most votes. So we will be going to play Thief Simulator fairly soon. I would like to go back and spend a couple of episodes with trying to get the money to increase, but not being able to spend anything. The big problem with this, like I said, is if we get a lightning storm or something like that, we are going to be up the creek without a paddle, and there's nothing that we're going to be able to do about it. I've got power and... Oh, hang on. Why have we got such serious issues? Sewage draining capacity 1.2. What's happened there? Why is that suddenly switched off? Power? Oh, power, that's why. It's because of power. Okay, we got to come over here very quickly and rebuild these and switch them back on again. So we'll do that. We'll switch these on and rebuild all of them. That'll take care of that. That'll get all the power back on. There we go. Rebuild. Rebuild, rebuild, rebuild. And we get the post office running as well while we're at it. Oh, and one more over here. Right. Rebuild that one as well. Slight little glitch there. But we've now got plenty of electricity production, which means that this is now back on track, so we don't need to worry about that. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.